Hey guys, Tyrup here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Emily Fields, playing for today's pointing in the south. We have Sturmpanther playing as OKW, who has Firestorm, Overwatch, and Grand Offensive. Facing offensive from the north, we have Gena. Google Translate tells me this means modified. Who has Airborne Troops, Lend-Lease, and Guard Motor Coordination. In terms of rankings here, Gena rank 80, Sturmpanther round rank 140. So early bit of aggression here from Sturmpanther 2-1-1 against the combat engineers. Did take it quite slow pushing up to this side though. Just taking his time. But could mean that potentially, you know, these two squads could come through and deny the capture of this fuel over here. So ultimately, could potentially have a disadvantage. Looks like Gena going for what we've seen a lot from Isildur. For like 2 conscripts, then the extra combat engineer, then the final conscript. Here we go, 2-on-1 over here. The squad preventing this squad from joining in on the fun, so looks like Sturmpanther wanted to commit, wanted to complete that capture, but the conscripts come through, jam that. Not happening. Has got the fuel on the other side connected, but now these Sturmpires are up there a little bit isolated. They're trying to hide behind the building. Sturmpanther very late starting up the final Volksgrenadier there, so it's going to impact his field presence a bit. Generally, OKW does do a bit better than this against a 3 conscript, 2 combat engineer build. Mine triggers there, that's what Sturmpanther was waiting for, but only drops 1 model and no suppression on the conscripts either. Bit of bad news there for Sturmpanther. Going to try to continue the fight. Combat engineers chipping in from the sidelines. Big damage, and I think they've still got enough momentum to beat the combat engineers as well. Gena not even going to hang around to find out. Sandbags over here, going to make it tough for Sturmpanther to push back out with the flamethrower there as well. Looks like he's just going to forget about that. Can go for this cutoff over here, which is maybe the better choice in this kind of scenario. Get a sandbag up on the center. I think that's a reasonable decision. Weird wire over here from both players. I don't really understand that piece of wire from Gena, but alright. You can see Gena coming back to try and defend this cutoff. Looks like this has been wired off. There may be a gap right in the corner there. Hard to tell. Yeah, is indeed. And I think, yeah, it has to be Gena who put that down, right? Because it's just regular wire, not reinforced wire. Does mean that, you know, if he does retreat through that area, it's going to be the focus fire target for like a bundle grenade into the retreat or something like that. So let's make it much easier to wipe those retreating units, topping up like that. Heavy cover down here for Sturmpanther, now backing out, trying to do some capping on the edges of the map rather. We have healing up and tier 3 coming up from Gena. Looks like Gena trying to go for like a fast tech. Has just hit 2 command points, so it could have been a squad of guards on the table, but not opting for that. Going for the fast tech instead. Still a lot of fuel away from a light vehicle though. Unless he wants to go for the quad. Which is possible, does roughly have the munitions for the quad upgrade as well.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Meanwhile, Sturmpanther out the back, getting healing going first. For the weapon upgrades. And a machine gun stacked on top of that. So here we go. Is this going to be half-track time? Indeed it is, okay. So yeah, this means that Gena's build order does overall make a lot more sense now. Skipping the guards, going for the early tech. Trying to capitalize on that with a earlier light vehicle instead of the T-70 going for the quad. And should hit at a pretty good timing. Sturmpanther having gone for the machine gun. Prioritizing that. Going to be much slower on his light vehicle and a bit of a manpower bind now. Which is why sometimes, players do go for like one set of med crates. Delay the healing so they can go for the faster half track or a few other slight tweaks to the build orders. This quad could do a huge amount of damage. So let's upgrade though. Comes in, starts to do some damage just with the gun on the front before the upgrade completes. Still Sturmpanther with double fuel. Quad in here. Tripwire flare went off. Pretty quick backing away with it though. The quad does do a lot more damage when standing still, so if you can, try to keep it standing still. Mine up on the fuel. Imagine Sturmpanther can see that. You want to try and get a little bit further away from that central flag if you're going to try plant a mine on a point like that. Otherwise your opponent can kind of see what's going on. And now Raketin from Sturmpanther. Got a little bit too close there. Faust's going to come through. The combat engineer is right there for the repairs, however, and no Raketin yet, so not under much pressure. Conscripts meanwhile capping up on the fuel on the far side. Should be getting some sandbags, and there they go now. Make it hard for Sturmpanther to push back out on that site. So far a very vanilla match. Nobody locking into a commander. I suppose the strangest thing perhaps is Sturmpanther not opting for a light vehicle at all so far. It doesn't seem to have hurt him in terms of map control too much, and no wipes yet either. Gena playing a very conservative style, I would say. Not getting too aggressive with that quad. I think the ideal scenario for the quad is to be able to drive into the retreat path of a unit and then sit still with the quad. Yeah, okay, abandoned. Very sloppy play there from Gena. No activation of the speed boost, which does also reduce the target size, lowers the chance of it to get hit. A little bit slow backing off in the first place. Getting coming in, conscripts who are around the side of the machine gun. Sturmpanther able to finish the job though on the quad. And now getting out of there pretty safely. Big win for Sturmpanther there. Oftentimes, if you're going for a no light vehicle strat up against your opponent's light vehicle, it can be very, very hard, but when you get gifted a kill on their light vehicle like that, and you take it with open arms. And Gena having locked into guard motor coordination. A spot of guards out. The question is, what is okay? Double guards. Sturmpanther trying to go for a tech up. Probably wants to get those overs cooking as soon as possible. Ordinarily, if you are going for these no light vehicle strats as OKW, do need to be as early as possible, I find, on your Schwer. Try and put it down somewhere, offer you a zone of safety against your opponent's light vehicle. But not really that important in this particular match, since that's now dead. But yeah, could have got punished. Overall, I would say Gena's light vehicle control not terribly impressive for this match. Besides losing it, it's the amount of damage that Gena got done with it while it was on the field. Not that good.
We are awaiting orders.
Under fire!
We have it.
But here we go. Sturmpanther getting up the tech, putting it on the far side. Usually we see players put it more on the cutoff, but he's trying to cover the munitions point with it. Still a relatively safe position as well. Ooh, no retreat. There go the combat engineers. Very painful for Gena. This is where conscripts can start to fall off. You know, all these squads with weapon upgrades. No tier 4 down yet for Gena, so can't go for the 7-man conscripts yet. So he's been getting bullied a little bit by the OKW infantry. At least when the guards aren't around. And they currently are not. Incendiary grenade versus Molotov there. 2-on-1 though. Fox Grenadiers have to retreat. Got the Obers out now. Hasn't changed the rally point, so they're heading back to base at the moment. Oh, well-timed suppression burst there. Otherwise the guards, if they got behind the heavy cover, might have stayed unsuppressed for quite some time. Oh, no LMGs on this squad of guards. Gena hurting for munitions a bit. Did, you know, sink quite a lot of munitions into that quad. We've seen a couple mines go down as well as a tripwire or two as well. Suppression kicking in over there. Ooh. Cheeky bundle grenade. A little bit late though. Sandbags on the cutoff again. And now the Zis from Gena, expecting Sturmpanther to have a tank shortly. Reasonable timing, I'd say, to be building the Zis. Right around the timing. Oh, hasn't even got that down yet. Wow, still. The good thing about building a Zis this early, even though Sturmpanther still, as we can see, about 30 fuel away from Panzer IV, could be on the horizon. Hard to estimate that accurately since there's been so many decaps and cutoffs so far this match. But yeah, you can still make use of the Zis barrage to clear off, especially that machine gun that's been lurking around. It can help you a lot in terms of territory control, so get to some other anti-tank guns. Still has a lot of benefits going for it early. And here we go. Is this setting up? We've got a crawler spotting for the machine gun. Looks like he's just going to go for attack grounds, looking to clear off the cover. It'll take quite some time. Sandbags working nicely here for Sturmpanther. Here comes the second squad of guards now. Oh, do both guards? No, this squad of guards does have the DPs. I thought they did. But the squad that has the DPs isn't the vet one, so I was getting a bit confused, you know? Okay, we're getting quite an advanced position, pushing all the way in. Sturmpanther with a huge amount of territory control. Gena really operating in a more tight formation and slowing down the retaking of the map and not spreading out a bit more than that. So coming in on the flank, prime time for a Molotov over here. MG already on the move now, and Over's starting to shred the conscripts from the other angle. Here comes the Flamer, squad of guards coming back from the far edge. Good damage onto the Overs. They're starting to drop. A little bit closer now. MG under some pressure. Does get away safely. And the Over's not too far after that. Okay, Panzer 4 coming in for Sturmpanther. Gena has managed to get tier 4 down. Imagine probably wants to go for the T-34-85, so still about 30 fuel away from that. About a minute's income if things remain the same as they are. And there we go, that flak base working nicely, shutting down the capping of the Muni point. Now maybe a wipe on retreat. We close. No. Oh, wow! Just as they're rounding the corner, heartbreaker for Gena. Just connecting there with Panzer 4. Squad of guards just popped their DPs now. But because they didn't have them, getting bullied a little bit by the Fox Grenadiers. Feels like Gena may be running around with the guards as well, repositioning them a bit too much. Their DPS on the move, abysmal. Since they have those PTRSs and the DPs, which neither of which can fire on the move in the hands of the guards.
The sector is at risk.
There we go, mine going off. So Sturmpanther going to continue the capture. Gena very close to the T-34-85 fuel. But yeah, has fallen quite far behind with all the losses. One conscript, one combat engineer, and the quad. Generally going for a light vehicle list start as OKW. Doesn't work out this well. Now Sturmpanther looking to just consolidate the map control position with a second machine gun. And really causing some trouble for Gena as it sits up. Down the Panzer 4, but that's a lot of bleed for Gena. Does have plenty of manpower to rebuild with. Question is, what's going to be the next purchase? Is it going to be maybe another combat engineer? I think Gena did end up going for the guards a little bit late this game. And combined with that fast tech from Sturmpanther with the no light vehicle. I mean, very fast Obers, so now Obers maybe even going to outscale the guards in terms of veterancy. Definitely makes the guards quite a lot worse if they don't have that vet advantage against the Obers. Which is why they're not performing as well as we often see. A little drive-by there from the T-34-85. Oh, big Zis barrage coming through. A lot of damage. Panzer 4 not going to join in on the fun. Forcing the retreat. Indeed, second combat engineer from Gena. Gena has been floating a little bit too much in terms of manpower the last couple minutes.
Combat engineers are standing by.
So Panther going back in with the Panzer 4. Is this setting up? And connecting too. Conscripts were nearby. Maybe didn't quite have the munitions for the URA anti-tank grenade combo, so doesn't pull the trigger on that. Otherwise, that could have been trouble. T-34-85 though still with the damaged engine, so wasn't quite in a position to chase down if the Panzer 4 did take engine damage.
300 points stand between us and defeat.
Guards not having much luck pushing out on this side, but not even going for the full repair on the 85. Needs to get it over here, forcing away the machine gun and regathering territory as quickly as possible. And now a second Raketen from Sturmpanther, also locking into Overwatch, so pretty much full textbook stuff here from Sturmpanther as far as a non-light vehicle start would go.
MG squad awaiting orders. We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Big old force coming off to the right. Kittens chasing down the T-34. It's getting revealed by being close to the VP flag. Gena, what are you doing? Just out of range with the Raketens. They're closing in now. This is just a horrible play. Seems like Gena getting completely overwhelmed at the moment. Just everything collapsing across the entire map. Gonna try back away. Squad coming in looking for the Faust. And It's going to come through. The Rakitans maybe a little bit too far away to finish the job. Maybe the Panzer IV can though. Here that comes. Do we have a Zis? Not coming over. Should be coming over to this angle. Protect the retreat of the T-34-85. Sloppy stuff from Gena there. Here comes the Panzer IV. He's left himself exposed to this. We do have some conscripts coming through. Double anti-tank grenades. Oh, and the Zis connecting there. But the Panzer IV snipes it off from close to max range. Sturmpanther not really paying attention. Squad in the center in some trouble. And down it goes to the Maxim. Here comes the Zis trying to back away with the Panzer IV. Needs to make sure he doesn't run away with both these conscripts. He's going to lose sight of the Panzer IV over there. And leave it up to some Zis shots. This is really risky from Gena. This is not what I would recommend at all. Now Sturmpanther looking to hide behind the tree line. Potentially get away.
Supply sector under attack.
All Sturmpanther stuff back at base. Currently we've got one Ober squad nearby. Didn't bring that in to assist though at all. Just connecting, but still hasn't got enough damage. And there's this under pressure from the Obers now. Oh, it's hanging on by a thread. They get behind the building. The guards ripping into the Obers. Tank gun in tatters. The guards, though, just have to win this one. Then they could maybe finish the job with their PTRSs. We do have some conscripts into the retreat path also. So it's very stranded, but here come the reinforcements. Come the guards though. Going to finish the job. PTR shot connecting. There we go. Does eventually get hunted down. So yeah, slightly sloppy from Gena, like not really bringing in that Zis from over here. Did end up working okay because Sturmpanther kind of moved quite close to its other positioning, but maybe could have got an extra shot off, maybe even stopped the T-34 from, the Panzer IV from going that on that dive. And definitely Gena at the moment more highly valuing the fuel income. Sturmpanther with plenty could maybe even think about going for a King Tiger or something at this stage. There's so much fuel. Whereas Gena, still 30 fuel away from another T-34-85, has really been lacking map control. But did, knock out that Volksgrenadier in the center from just sitting there in front of the Maxim for all that time. So that's something. That's something to start making it come back on. Seconds this out from Gena as well, so does have the anti-tank pretty well handled. Firing positions here with the guards. It's a bad time for the Maxim to pack up. Troops pushing through the center. Looks like the firing positions though, not quite enough to win for the guards against the folks behind the cover. Switch over to the Raketin as well. Sturmpanther just not building anything though, he's floating a lot. Floating a huge amount. Okay, I'm not too sure what he's up to. Okay, here we go. The truck's coming out. Maybe he didn't realize he didn't have the mechanized truck down. T-34 at 85 in the meantime. About to pop out.
Supply half truck is ready for orders.
King Tigers, I'd say probably just about as worst against Soviets for all three of the Allied factions. Especially against guards, they have that button. Can make the King Tiger go so slowly.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Stack that on top of like regular engine damage as well. Becomes almost immobile, so that can be a pretty good option to deal with the KT. And of course, we just have the focus sight motor on the SU-85. A very big nuisance, probably the best counter the King Tiger ultimately.
The sector has been cut off.
So a King Tiger store like this, not guaranteed to be successful. I think one thing that is working in Sturmpanther's favour though, is the fact that Gena hasn't really had time to plant any more mines. His territory control's been so bad. So it does give quite a lot more freedom. So King Tiger wants to rise. Okay, there we go. A bit of suppression kicking in. Guards took a lot of damage from the overs as they close the distance into that heavy cover. But here comes the T-3485. Sturmpanther. Less than 200 manpower from the KT now. 85 on the warpath, looking to regain as much as possible here. You see they're winding up for the Faust, but cancel it after the Raketen missed. Sturmpanther didn't have the sweeper out. Activates it now after triggering that mine. Happens to the best of us. And does force a bunch of retreats on this side. Raketen is a little bit isolated over there, but nicely at the moment, getting quite a bit of damage onto the 85. More repairs. No sweeper on the combat engineers at the moment either, so repair time's not particularly impressive. And now we've got Sturmpanther with the King Tiger with the sector assault. The chamber as well, ready to punch out. Oh boy, that was a quick decro on the MG34 though. Those Vet 3 guards knocking it out very fast when they're in that firing position mode. Gonna go for the steal on that now. Escape from the from the King Tiger. We've got the T-3485 back there. Mark vehicle activated. Going to the center now. One Raketen in tow. Lost sight of it though, the Mark vehicle plane got shot down. So no damage. Got the machine gun out the back. Trying to suppress. There's a bit of light cover there though, so it's struggling a little bit. Nope. Nicely done from the Maxim. Tiger coming back in. T-3485 doing some donuts, exposing the rear. Not terribly effective positioning on that. Barrage looking to clear out that central position. A lot of damage onto the 85. A lot of repairs now. Engineers still without that sweeper. And here we go, King Tiger right on top of the Zis. One shot. The Zis bouncing. T-3485 thinking about coming in from the side here. This is kind of suicidal from Gena. King Tiger not changing its targets though, going for the Zis and finishing it off. But yeah, I think Gena throwing out their marked vehicle earlier, maybe a touch too early. Just wanted to do it to try and deter Sturmpanther from chasing in after the retreating machine gun, but so low on munitions, couldn't really afford to just waste it like that. MG34 a little bit late switching focus fire over to the Volkskrieger as they're getting on top of the double anti-tank guns back there. 35 coming around the corner. Raketens, they're a little bit further back still. Made out slightly into the retreat path. Works to some extent, but not the wipe he was hoping for, I'm sure. we go. King Tiger back up to full strength. Ready to rumble. Guards slowly losing to the overs over there. Gena has got pretty close to the resources for an SU-85 now.
Forces are attempting to capture our territory.
King Tiger already 14 kills, approaching that Vet 1 mark, and once it gets that spearhead mode, does prove to be a real headache very often. Doubles this are there though. Very clumped up. They're on the light cover. KT feasting so close to Vet 1 now. There it goes. Guards coming around the corner. Rakitten on the move. If he could have got engine damage on the KT, that could have been death, but nothing really to activate that. Still have the cores in the planes just in case. Plenty of munitions in reserve, so might as well, by the time it's cooled down, we'll just about be ready for another one even. Oh wow, Gena going for a Katyusha. I was not really expecting that. Sturmpanther does have a decent number of team weapons, the double Rakettens, the machine gun.
Do not let this trend continue.
But I feel like once you get the SU-85, you can make use of the focus sight mode. Uh-oh. Katyusha into the danger zone there. So the planes might have timed out though, so it should be safe to find out. But yeah, once you can like safely see the King Tiger from long range and start blasting with damage, forcing away without taking any manpower bleeds, I feel like that leads to better manpower savings so you can afford your next unit a lot more quickly as Soviets. Gena instead trying to go for the whites with the Katyusha. And getting off to a bad start there, only one kill, which is, not uncommon.
Supply sector under attack.
And struggling on all fronts, Triple Cap running against Gena, desperate on the VPs, has to get something going. Guards are heading into the center. We've got the Obers there though. And now the King Tiger back in the middle also, and activating that spearhead mode like I was talking about.
Yes, comrade.
And there we go, MG on the far flank, boxing Gena off the VPs. Only getting one of them capped at the moment. Desperately needs to get something going. T-3485 using the crew repairs and the combat engineers. Over sprinting over, preventing the capture. Could even get the wipe. No, this one does get away. Come the double Zis. Maxim maybe going to get flanked over there. Spearhead suppressing the guards. Light vehicle activated, but is this a little bit too far back to do damage? Here comes one Raketten, sets up. Awkward angle though. 85 missing. Now taking some big damage in return. One more shot and that 85 is dead. But we've got the double Zis coming in from the other side. Rear armor exposed, and that's enough damage. The marked vehicle boosting up the damage to get the kill on the King Tiger there. Sturmpanther kind of backfiring there, trying to back towards the Raketten for a little bit of extra support, but ultimately backed and exposed the rear armor to the double Zis coming in from that angle. I think if he just continued backing away down this direction, would have been fine. So that gives Gena a bit of breathing room to start to make a comeback. And looks like the Katyusha getting a wipe there, 2 more kills. And Sturmpanther all of a sudden quite low on infantry, down to just 1 Volksgrenadier now. You can see that there's a lot on the other side for Gena. So here we go, Gena. In a position to make a comeback.
Standing by.
Panzer IV about to pop out for Sturmpanther. T-34-85 meanwhile from Gena. But yeah, once that comes out, Gena's definitely going to have the better overall army.
Take them out.
Engineers dodging to the side of the machine gun. Pretty clean. You can see Sturmpanther getting a little bit desperate, trying to send that machine gun that was just guarding the VP early to go for the capture. Relying on Gena not paying attention though, repositioning the machine gun. Maybe a touch greedily. Gave time for them to readjust. And the Panzer IV arriving. Good flank here on the machine gun, activating these incendiary rounds. And oh, there goes the last Fox Grenadier even. Sturmpanther is Vet 5 though. Look at how quickly they knocked out that machine gun. Gonna go for the steal, but right as he picks it up, T-34-85 comes through and clears off the last remaining model of the squad. Vehicle activated on the T-34. We've got the double Zis sitting up out the back. Just gets out of range before they can fire off any damage though. And we've got the Raketen there as well. There's four coming back in. Loses range on it. Sturmpanther trying to get the VP win right now. MG setting up. Raketen crawling forwards, looking for some more damage. Got grenades coming through, bundle grenades. Guys lobbing their grenade as well. Looks like there's this and the guards doing some damage. Raketen connecting, Panzer IV isolated. Maybe about to die, we will never know. There's the projectile. Loses on the VPs. Poof. Well, that was a messy end. Sturmpanther in the lead. I'd say Gena overall, like, yeah, the quad usage, not very strong. Just the general approach with it was a bit weak. And then, yeah, letting it die to the double Raketens like that. Just slow on the reactions, no activating of the speed boost, which also reduces its target size. Get a chance of misses. So, yeah, that was smooth sailing from Sturmpanther from that point on. Got the tech down, got those overs out super fast. Gena also maybe a little bit late getting the guards going. So the overs were very well vetted by comparison. 59 kills, look at that. Generally, you kind of want, you know, you guys to be at Vet 2 up against the Vet 0 overs. Wasn't the case this match. And yeah, Gena doing like the standard stuff to try and come back. Double anti-tank guns, double machine guns. I think Sturmpanther also going for that kind of strategy. But then just ultimately not quite enough. Yeah, I'm not sure about that Katyusha. I think I would have gone for the SU-85, but ended up working okay since Sturmpanther backing towards the Zis and allowing the King Tiger to go down like that. Nearly gave Gena the wiggle room to come back into this one, but ultimately wasn't quite enough. Trains out on the VPs. Well, anyway, guys, a wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.